Are you ready for some TV gold?
Oh, yeah, go on then.
Nina's bringing it this morning.
Nina's always got TV gold.
You have actual TV gold to show us today.
The reason
Literally
is
this time.
you've been in the vault of the Bank of England.
Yeah, exclusive access down in the vaults of the Bank of England with all the gold. 400,000 bars worth £200 billion.
Got
That
no
is a
idea.
lot of bling.
I can't even
you can't
get
get your
my head
head
around
around
that, yeah.
that amount of money, can you? Really interesting to go there, but also to talk to the people who work there, because we talk about the importance of the Bank of England in regulating the economy all the time. Inflation at the moment, we keep talking about this. We'll get an update later this week. It's at 10%. It's predicted to go to 10%. It's higher at the moment than it's been for decades, for more than 3 decades. And they predict, that it will hit 10% by the end of the year. And that is so far above their target of 2%. That's where they'd like it to be for a healthy economy. And that's where they come in. We talk about every time we look at inflation. What they can do is put interest rates up slightly with the hope that reduces our spending, makes us save a little bit more in the hope that it brings inflation down. At the moment, inflation at 1%. They keep bringing it up incrementally. Have they done that too late? That's part of the criticism of the bank at the moment. It's expected it will go up again slightly. They've said they expect things to get a lot worse before they get better. They've predicted a recession, so that's a tightening of the entire scale of our economy by the end of the year. So that's not good news. There's lots to get your head around at the moment, not least because we are seeing prices inflated, not because of spending, but because of scarcity of resources, because of this energy crisis we're having. So it's quite an important time to get your head around basic economics, like what it means every time you spend, how that plays into the wider economy. They've written this book. It's the first time the Bank of England have released a book. They're trying to get it into every single primary school, so from a very young age we have a firm grasp of our money and what it means to the economy. Yeah, they invited me down to the vaults to have a little look round. Almost every decision we make, to buy a butty or bring one in, to walk or take the train, they all have an economic consequence. Prices keep rising, savings and wages are standing still. These decisions are feeling more and more important. And it's the job of this place to keep the economy in check and keep our costs of living stable. Oh my goodness, it's everywhere. RuPaul and Jack are on a crusade to help us understand economics. It's really heavy. And they brought me to quite an exclusive spot. So what are they worth? Like this one, for example, if I was to... How much is it worth?
That today is worth around £600,000.
So that's interesting. You say around £600,000. Does that change? And why are you wielding bars of chocolate?
Chocolate bars are a very tasty and a very easy way to explain some economics. So if you think about the price of a chocolate bar, say a Freddo, the chocolate frogs, when I was a child and when Rupert was a child, we both remember them being 10p when we take our pocket money to the shop. And now, if you look in the shops, that's 25p. So there's been a huge increase. And that just shows this process that's in the back of everyone's lives called inflation, whereby prices over time just go up and go up.
So here's a big question. Why don't you just print more money?
Yeah, with all these gold bars around us, we could probably all think about putting one in our pocket and walking out the door. The problem, of course, is that while it's quite intuitive to give people more money, and therefore they think they can go out and spend more, that creates inflation. And inflation then erodes the value of money.
What do you think would be the damage of just printing loads of money for everyone, RuPaul?
Well, if we all got £1 million each and then went out and spent it, you'd quickly realise that the price of everything would go up. And so actually you'd be able to buy fewer things.
And that's inflation.
And that's inflation.
Yeah. We are in quite an unusual situation at the moment, aren't we? Where do you see this ending?
There's a lot of uncertainty in the economy at the moment, and that's why it's really important that people understand what this uncertainty means for them. Everyone kind of thinks about economics as long maths equations or nerds in suits, but it's a lot more than that. It's really the economics of day-to-day life.
And final question, can I just take one of these because you've got absolutely loads of them? What harm can it do, just one?
If you make a run, we'll disrupt the security guards. How about that?
It's a deal.
That looked like a lot of fun.
It really was, but I mean, you look at it and you think, oh, it looks quite light, but they gave me a piece to hold so that I could do some filming while holding it, and I nearly fell over.
I think we have the footage.
Yeah,
Here we go.
it's just
I love this.
so heavy. heavier than it looks, but also had to be really careful holding it. You have to hold it in a certain way to cover the numbers because each bar has got a unique number code, which then links to who owns it. So we couldn't give anything away. Security was obviously really tight. We had to blur out bits in the background. The doors were about 6 foot thick. Just to get through, I had to hand it back before I fell over.
You are struggling with good reason there, because what you told me earlier, that's 16 kilograms worth of gold there. So I mean, that's like a big dumbbell, isn't it? Basically,
as I am, Dan.
Yeah, and you are so powerful.
It's got to be heavy.
Did you memorise the way in and the way out?
I didn't. Well, I'm very, very bad. I have a poor sense of direction, but obviously you have to sort of keep your head down and not. Because you can't give anything away about where the vault is kept. One person managed to break in once in the 1830s. It was a sewage worker who found a way in, but he left a note for the governor of the Bank of England saying, come and meet me here and I'll show you the way I got in. He didn't steal anything, so as a reward he got given £800 and they closed the vault. What a good citizen.
What's that worth in modern money then, 800 quid?
90 grand or so.
Oh, that's quite a nice prize then, though, isn't it?
Not as much as a bar, though, so...
Thank you very much for your honesty, yeah.
But his conscience is clear.
Nina,
and so is mine, because I didn't manage to nick one day.
Congratulations
I knew
for that.
Thank you. Fine, upstanding citizen.
Honourable person.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that.
I think you should do this next bit.
What?
Because it's your last one.
Oh, yeah. Well, not now. Today. Last one
but
tomorrow.
it's last time to say this.
OK. We'll see you tomorrow from 6 o'clock in the morning.
Have a great day.